Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm TopherSmurf, and today we are taking on the Ruined Temple giant statue, evidently named Noah. The Ruined Temple is the first boss within the seal category, so hopefully we get a lot more of these in the future. If you found your way back to another one of my videos, subscribe down below. Make sure to hit that like button because you know it's going to be a good one. Let's get into it. At this point, most of the server is likely ready for seal, but as always, my videos are geared towards new players. In order to access the new content, you will need to first clear the Boiling Waterfall raid boss, Naraka, 10 times. Technically 11 if you count the first quest, which is just one clear. The Ruined Temple raid boss is quite tough, but if you understand the mechanics and don't get hit by the boss's AoE attacks, then you can hop in with some of your guildies and get carried through the boss quite easily. The first issue with this boss is trying to get 6 people together in random matchmaking.
2 hours later.
I don't have a problem finding teammates as I'm in a really good guild, but sometimes you're going to sit there and wait for 10 to 20 minutes to find random people to do it with, so it's really important to find a consistent group to party up with, either in your guild or in your friends list. Having a consistent party you can trust will greatly increase your chance of clearing it and doing it quickly without fail. So go make some friends.
Yeah! Yeah!
Let's start with the lobby screen and monster composition. Bringing in the right monsters is key to defeating the boss. Here's a couple things that you need to know about this boss. While he technically can be damaged through normal means, the damage is absolutely pathetic and he takes way more damage from dots over time. Things like burn, shock, frostbite, poison, and bleed. He is also immune to other debuffs except for dots, so you will need to bring a variety of dot monsters. It is best if your team has a variety of monsters. You don't want everyone to bring the same Akamir just because he was free for us a little while ago. You want different types of dots in order to do more damage. Right now, Akamir is most popular because we got him for free and many people have him skilled up. He applies shock. If you don't have him, then Ralph is a decent free-to-play option for the shock damage over time debuff. Other great options for dots are the Fire Pixie for burn, the Wind Harpoo Seal for poison and bleed, the Water Harpoo which applies frostbite. The Fire Pixie is great because she combos with all of the Fire Orbias out there because she can explode the burn dots, doing massive amounts of damage. Look how much farther ahead this guy is. Having a Tatu or 2 on your team will make your runs much faster overall. A notable mention is the Water Raven Rondell, who can actually apply and explode frostbite. He's the only monster in the game who can do that. There are a lot of other options out there, so just go to the strategy section of the boss's info page and click on the hashtags at the top to see a list of monsters that apply that debuff. Some are better than others, so you want to make sure that you build at your own risk. The next thing your team is going to need is move speed buffs. The boss has very large area of effect attacks and is very hard to dodge them without that speed buff. You can dodge most of them, but without the mood speed buff, towards the end of the fight, it's going to get a little hairy, and you'll want to have a move speed buff. The most popular option right now is Bernard, because he increases move speed on one skill and lengthens the time of move speed on another. This makes him great for not soul linking. Not everyone needs a Bernard though, like 2 to 3 of them in your party should be enough. Just make sure that you stay with your group so everyone is getting the benefits of the movement speed buffs. Last major thing that you will want is healing/reviving. Tion is an absolute great pick here for most people. Unless you have some sort of OP LD Nat 5 like Nagong, Talasha, or Beta, Tion is great because he heals and revives if you do need it. He also decreases the skill cooldown on all of your team's monsters so they can get more move speed and dots out. Alright, so you're in the lobby and you're trying to figure out what to bring. For the most part, you should be able to bring in your 3 monsters, but if you feel like your 6-person team is missing some key units, be ready to swap in something. Try and hit that bonus threshold if you can with your best 3 monsters, and then you can always switch to your real team once you get inside the boss room. The boss is a dark boss, so changing your weapon to the light weapon in the lobby screen can help you to get this bonus. Make sure to communicate with your team in chat to make sure that everyone is bringing what they can or need to bring. This is a team effort. Once you enter the boss room, I would switch to one of your other weapons that perhaps has a dot effect. For Kina, a dot on her fire, water, and wind hammers skill 1, Orbia has a lot of burn on her fire staff, and Cleef has electric shock on his wind mace and bleed on his fire mace. I would keep your dot monster on Soul Link until you need a heal, then switch to your healer if you need. But for the most part, if you learn the boss's attack patterns, you won't really ever get hit. Alright, enough about the monsters, let's fight the boss. The boss has a couple types of attacks and all of them hurt. Unlike Naraka, you need to avoid all damage from this boss as much as possible. This first attack is a double cone, so just stick inside the safe area. This attack is just a forward cone, so move behind the boss. This next attack is the one that gets most people. He's going to slam his elbow down and do massive damage to one side and then quickly do damage to the other side. You obviously want to avoid the damage from the first attack, but you need to stay close to this edge because you will need to move and maybe even dodge back to the other side. He does this switch very fast and it catches a lot of people out. Make sure your units are set to follow, make sure you have that move speed buff from Bernard, and make sure to have your fingers ready for that dodge move. The next attack is a straight line charge, so just go sideways to avoid the damage. The boss will repeat and cycle through these same attacks, so stay close to your group so everyone is getting the buffs from the rest of your team. The boss will do all of these moves in different orders, so be prepared for whatever the boss throws at you at any time. At some point around 70% HP, the boss will start a series of jump attacks that are very telegraphed, but will catch you out if you don't know how they work. He will charge jump into the middle of the area, and this signals the next phase of jump attacks. He will jump up and create a red circle where he lands, which of course you want to avoid. But then there is this shockwave directly afterwards that catches a lot of people out. So when the boss jumps up and you see the first circle, you want to be near the edge. Have move speed buff up and maybe even roll back into the middle to avoid that secondary shockwave. He will do this a couple of times and eventually switch back to the original basic attacks. At around 50% HP, the boss will spawn some suicide bombers. There are 3 every time. They will instantly kill you if you are in the circle when the bomb goes off. They are easy enough to kill if you go straight for it and take it down. You don't have to destroy them all, but you can see that the space here to move gets very, very tight, and having a nice open area is really helpful. It's almost always worth it to take out at least one of these bombs. While this is happening, the boss will use and attack this giant wave attack. It will power up and then it will keep going in a wave, so you don't want to be caught in front of it. Get to the side or behind the boss. While this is happening, watch out for those suicide bombers and make sure that you're not running into one of those circles. There is another attack that the boss does that's a giant AoE surrounding him with a safe area in the middle. With this attack, the boss will also cleanse himself of all debuffs, so I suggest that you save up your mana during this charge up phase and switch to your dot monster and spam the dot after the attack goes off and he cleanses himself. The boss will continue to rotate through his basic attack moves with suicide bombers spawning to make things difficult. At around 40%, the boss will jump to the middle and will go into an invincible phase. Somewhere on the map, a guard will spawn. You need to look around the map and immediately run to it. If you're Orbia, switch to your wind staff to land some defense breaks, as this thing has a lot of defense. Just nuke this thing down as fast as you can, because if you don't kill it before the red AoE attack reaches the edge of the circle, you will die. So this is technically your first DPS check, but it's pretty easy as long as everyone is attacking it and not the boss, and you also have a defense break. Switch your targeting mode so that all your monsters attack the guard soldier. Once defeated, the guard soldier will drop a shield bubble. You need to stay inside of this shield or you will die. Set your monsters to the whistle or follow mode because they are dumb and will run outside to attack the boss and die. At this point, the boss will go back to cycling his regular attacks. the wave attack, and his jump attacks, all while suicide bombers are trying to ruin your day. This last half of the battle gets really crazy, but stay on top of your team, dodge the big red stuff, and make smart decisions on where you move. Keep dodging and applying dots all the way till the end, and you will be just fine. The reward system is a little funky. At the end, all 6 party members will roll a dice, and your rewards will be based on that dice roll. The one with the highest roll typically gets the best rewards. Lowest rewards are legendary runes and crafting material, and the highest level rewards can be gear, up to 5-star Awakened 4. Pretty good. Unless you get god tier substats though, you will eventually want to turn this gear into 6-star gear and beyond through the blacksmith profession. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up the guide for the new Seal raid boss. Make sure to try to get this done ASAP in the beginning of the week. I like to try to do this on Mondays with my guildmates. Since there's only 2 times that you can do it to get rewards, a lot of people are doing it early in the week, and you may have a harder time finding help or finding guildmates or even random party members to fill those seal slots towards the end of the week. Alright guys, that's going to about wrap it up. If you liked this video and you want to see more content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I do have a lot more videos planned coming out here in the next week or so. If you liked this video, make sure to hit a like so it lets me know that you did and I can make more content like this. If you have questions, definitely leave a comment down below in the comment section, but I've also set up a Discord where you guys can come and join, ask questions. I like to post useful information as well as guides there, so come hang out with me in the Discord. That's all for now. My name's TopherSmurf telling you to keep on gaming.